Let's go, Niner!
Niner faithful, stand
Let's
up.
go!
Let's go!
Wow.
Fuck yeah!
Wow.
Fuck yeah! Fucking
can't
Dan
believe it.
Campbell! Fuck yeah!
Show it again.
Let's
show
go,
it again. Do it
Niner!
again. At home. Do it again.
Let's go! Here we go, baby. Right here. This is what it's all about.
And there it is. The 49ers are going to the Super Bowl.
Get that baby!
And there it is. The 49ers are going to the Super Bowl.
Right there, man. And he goes straight to Kyle Shanahan.
Absolutely.
Exactly. As it should be.
As it should be, dude.
My
As it should be.
God, what
Guys,
a
welcome to
fucking
the
game.
show. Let me turn on the music there. There we go. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the show. The fucking 49ers are moving on to the Super Bowl. They're going to Vegas to take on the Kansas City fucking Chiefs.
Right now.
Let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
go. Get some fucking payback on these goddamn Chiefs.
Yes. That's what it's all about right now.
God, what a fucking game. What a
fucking game. Can you believe that?
Heartstopper for sure, brother.
Dude.
My God.
I don't know how everybody was handling it that was actually at the game, but thank you to the faithful.
Yes.
We called it out at the very end of the game. It was Jed York said it was because of you guys is why we ended up winning that game.
Yep.
I couldn't agree with him more. I mean, what else can you say about this victory? 3 words come to mind.
It's incredible.
Grit, confidence now moving forward. And I'm just going to throw it out there right now. Team of Destiny.
Team of Destiny, dude. I'm telling you, after these 2 wins, 2 back-to-back comeback wins, and this one with the big disparity, all that's left is to fucking go to the Super Bowl and fucking blow out the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. Like, fuck you.
Man.
We won it every which way. You're not going to fucking stop us this time.
Here we come, Vegas, playing with house money now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's slay the dragon. Slay the dragon.
Let's fucking go, dude. And check this out, too, since we're in the celebration mode here. Here's another video right here. Fucking Brock and his dad, his mom.
Yeah.
I mean,
So incredible, man. Such an incredible game.
Just an incredible game.
Fuck, that was just cardiac arrest, dude. I felt like I just ran a fucking marathon.
Oh my God, dude.
I need
roller
electrolytes.
coaster of
I
emotions.
need all the shit. Cheers. Go Niners.
Seriously.
Hey, go Niners.
Coming
Go
to
Niners.
uncut. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. That was fucking a monstrosity of a game. Okay, so real quick, let's go over the stats. First quarter, with 13:27 left in the first quarter, Jameson Williams rushed for a 42-yard end around, which made the score 7-0. Later on in the first quarter, they drove the ball again. That led to a David Montgomery touchdown, made it 14-0. At that point, a lot of Niner fans were getting a little nervous because the possession before that, Jake Moody missed a field goal, which was like, you fucker.
And you knew it was coming.
You knew it.
Fucking knew it was coming.
Like, oh, no.
And he fucking did it. I couldn't believe it. But
He did it.
that dude came through, though, in the rest of the game. That
He
was
did.
the only fuck
He
up.
did.
That was the only fuck up.
You saw the text I sent out. This was looking like a 3rd-round draft pick waste.
I know.
Yeah, that's the
especially
feeling
after that
that
first
hits
miss.
every. I mean, I'm assuming every 49er watched that kick.
I was ready to kick him.
Yeah, it's something definitely to be concerned with moving forward. And we're not even talking about to the end of the season. We're talking about to next season as well and beyond.
Yeah, you got to get better in those kind of situations.
It's a cause for concern. I'm not exactly sure what the team's going to do as far as next year. Obviously, it's live or die with Moody this year. He is going to travel with us to the Super Bowl.
He's going to be our kicker.
We don't have another choice.
We don't have.
Yeah,
no, I'm
we're
saying
not going to sign
I'm
fucking
for next year. I'm saying for next
Robbie
year.
Gold.
Yes.
The Niners side, Robbie Gold off the
he's
couch.
back. He's back. Okay, so at this point, the Lions are up 14-0, and then in the second quarter, the Niners then drove the ball down the field. Christian McCaffrey rushed up the middle for 2 yards, made it 14-7, and we felt like, okay, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We can do this. You know, we're only one score out. But then Jahmyr Gibbs, he gashed the Niners for a 15-yard run.
That fucking dude.
And made it 21-7. And that came off the heels of a Brock Purdy interception. It was not a pretty pass. His hand got hit. Yeah. And it was not looking good. 21-7 was like, holy shit. Because at this point, the Niners hadn't shown anyone that they could stop them defensively. So at this point, it's like, holy shit, we're down 21-7. This is not good.
It was on every level, from the defensive play calling to execution to just pretty much just getting getting your face beaten. They were just exactly as you said, gashing us up the middle, out on the outside. David Montgomery,
everything was working for the Lions.
Jameson Williams. I mean, I think coming into this game, you kind of maybe now looking back at it, you underestimate the true speed of this team. Two guys that are true 4-2 speedsters, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams. They pretty much threw the kitchen sink at us from the get-go. A lot of stuff untimed, not setting the edge. We've seen this in the last two preseason games from the Niners. Just a tale of two halves, obviously. And in the first half, nothing seemed to be going the Niners' way.
Yeah, nothing did at all. And you know what? We also saw a lot of runs up the middle. There was a lot of gaping holes where these running backs were able to just penetrate and get 6-yard chunks.
To the second level, exactly.
Yeah. And remember, too, the Lions were the number one rushing – or no, they were one of the top rushing teams in the league, one of the top rushing defenses in the league as well.
Yes.
The Ravens were actually the top rushing team, and they fucking rushed their way right out of the fucking stadium.
You knew coming into this game, the two-headed monster of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, one's your, first through third down powerhouse running back through the tackles. Yards after contact, I think, was actually in the top 5 for yards after contact in this season. And then you have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's another playmaker in space. Get the ball in his hands, and he does the rest. We saw it all game. Poor tackling, as I've been alluding to this whole postseason, only aided to his numbers in the first half.
Absolutely. Rockin' New Era 84. He's a member of David Bruce's The Plus. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by.
Nice, dude.
Go fucking Niners, man.
Let's
go Niners. Your boy David, let me hear you. Let me hear you faithful.
There you go.
Brock Purdy, motherfucker.
Purdy, baby. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And now,
can't be talking shit no more.
Can't be talking shit. Okay, so then towards the end of the half, we were like, hey, look, the Niners, if they can drive the ball in the field and score a touchdown, then we'll get the ball back at the half. But unfortunately, they couldn't fucking drive the ball. And then the Lions got it back. And that's where they got those killer third downs, which were just like, Jesus Christ. And that led to a Michael Badgley field goal, made it 24-7 going into halftime. And at this point, I was so fucking mad. My wife made some food, and she's like, Andre, do you want to eat? I said, no. What? And she goes, why? I'm like, because I'm sick to my fucking stomach right now. I could not eat anything. I was so worked up. Hard
to drink, hard to eat.
Army, there we go, baby.
That was the tale of the first half.
Let's fucking go.
Not being able to get off the field on third down for the defense. Offense did what they could. Obviously, we talked about the Jake Moody missed field goal. Purdy in the offense trying to buy the defense some time on those first couple of drives to regroup. Because what you said. But
the problem was at the end of the first half, especially, they had 3 third downs that were a 3rd and 15. They had a 3rd and 12 in which they ran for a fucking first down.
In our mind, that's exactly where we want them in 3rd and long. We've been torturing teams defensively on 3rd and long. I mean, the success rate for succeeding and getting that first down on the Niners this season on 3rd and long, I guarantee you, is top of the league.
Yeah.
For some reason, game, they hit us exactly, and they countered where we weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
those third downs were fucking killing us. He hit that one up the middle. I think it was Amon-Ra St. Brown, and there was a 3rd and 15. I want to say he hit a strike up the middle. I couldn't fucking believe it, but that led to that field goal. So it was 24-7. And then in the third quarter, they started to make a drive. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the touchdown, but they got a Jake Moody 43-yard field goal, which so he rebounded. And that made it 24-10.
So give him his credit. I know we kind of want to hang him at the beginning of this session and everything.
Shit, more than that.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
Oh, he's easy pickings. That's why, because he fucking misses the shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it counts, man. Those fucking field goals count.
Yeah. You think he makes that field goal?
Like
you think he makes that
bro,
field goal?
You don't want to miss that shit.
Hey, they count, Daniel? You're saying they count? Yeah. Why don't you tell Dan Campbell that? They fucking count.
Think about this. Even towards the end of the game, he makes that field goal, and we're still up by 6, and they have to score that touchdown off their onside kick. But that's history.
Right.
But
yeah,
it'll be up for discussion after the season's over. But made it count.
Well, he's getting a ton of experience though in big time situations.
Oh yeah.
If anything, that's what you can take away from this experience.
That he's going to learn from this and become that much better. You know, that's I'm on the other side of the coin. Just
you got to hope
look at the positives.
Yeah.
Look at the positives.
You got to hope for the emphasis on drafting this guy in the 3rd round. You hope that the talent eventually comes through for you.
It was 3rd and 18. It was 3rd and 18.
Yeah, Rocking the Bears right. 3rd and 18.
Shit.
They converted that shit. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't fucking believe it. And that was a pass they threw down the middle. I think it was to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I could be wrong. And that was just a fucking backbreaker. I couldn't believe it. And
so that made those backbreakers in the first.
Give the Detroit credit where credit is due. They made the plays to keep us on our heels for that whole first half.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were reeling, and we were looking for answers. And
this is where things got really good, because then the Niners got the ball back. They threw a deep pass to Brandon Ayuk, and it was nearly intercepted. And then Ayuk ended up catching it in midair and landing on the 6 fucking yard line.
Did it bounce off the helmet or some shit?
Yeah, he was like.
But you know what? That's a testament to Brock Purdy trusting Brandon Ayuk to go up there and go for that ball, make a play.
Well, they said he was like, "Oh, there's no penalty on the play." I think if he hadn't caught that ball, they were going to call pass interference, because it was clearly pass interference on the defender was touching Ayuk.
Yeah.
Once he caught it, they were like, "Well, we're not going to give him the
incidental contact." Yeah, they changed it real quick to incidental
let's
contact after the play was made.
It was a no penalty.
We saw something like that from the AFC Championship, and Lamar Jackson throws that one ball, it gets tipped up, and he has the
that was going to be an interception. If he doesn't run up and catch
you're absolutely
that guy
right.
was the guy who tipped
the dude Lamar caught his own pass.
That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that play is Brandon Ayuk has the football IQ to continue the play.
And that was
he has the awareness. He
was rewarded because of his actions. So I mean, catch of the game. You can argue turning point of the game as well.
Oh, absolutely. When Lamar threw that pass that he caught himself, I wanted to yell out, "Traveling!" Oh shit, it's the wrong sport.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Like I said, that's the first thing that came to mind. Was very reminiscent, and the heads up play by BA.
Yeah, that catch by Ayuk was huge, but I cannot undervalue that strip and fumble recovery that the Niners got.
The very next possession,
that was fucking
the strip
massive.
By Gibson led to that turnover. Oh my God! When that happened, Gibson, that's when we knew it's going to happen. This is happening.
If you run that replay back and you watch the highlights, the main portion of those highlights in the second half, you're going to see Gibson making a huge impact in this game.
Yeah, he had a good second half.
Yes, you can list off all the plays and all the. I mean, Armstead recovers the fumble. Nick Bosa with 2.5, almost 3 sacks in the game.
Yep.
The Gibson's strip on Jahmyr Gibbs. There's just a lot of things you can look to and pinpoint that says that could have technically been the turning point of the game, but just an absolute 100% effort on the second half for the defense and turn the game completely on its side.
Yeah, and I was a little nervous going into halftime, like most Niner fans were.
You did.
And I was thinking that I was thinking, boy, it's going to be an offensive battle in the second half, which it was the offensive game, but also the Niners defense caught up with the offense, and that's when you saw the magic happen.
Andre,
Right?
it
wasn't just a one thing, it was a double. It was the offense and defense did it.
No, you're right. It was the full team effort in the second half. You
Full
can't
team
get that
effort.
done. Special teams, everybody. Andre, do we have the box score to check on the
hold on.
second
I'm
half
trying to
points?
get it right
Because
I don't have the
we
second
talked
half
about
stats. I just have
we talked about this earlier. You saw it in the first two games by Detroit. They are not a second half team. They struggle in the third quarter.
Mhm.
They get off to these crazy fast starts and then they go stagnant. The Niners took advantage of this statistic in this game, and it ultimately cost Detroit a Super Bowl berth.
And so my good friend William Powell, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the Sci-Fi Center over on YouTube. That's where William's at. He says Dan Campbell needed to take the points. Dan Campbell fucked this game up. And Dan Campbell, I'm sorry, buddy, but this one's for you.
Winner.
Love the sound effects.
Actually,
no. You're right. You're right. This, when it's all said and done, the way Detroit executed throughout the game, the way the game ended up going and coming down to the wire, you can definitely pinpoint to the two play calls that he made to ultimately go for it on fourth down.
Well, they
which
started doing a
ultimately
lot of
took 6
weird
points
shit.
from Detroit. Yes,
They started
Well,
doing
they had those
flea
trick plays.
flickers.
Yeah,
and
flea
it was just kind of
flickers.
like, what are you doing? You're shredding the Niners on the ground with
you
David
don't need to
Montgomery
get cute. You don't need to get fancy.
and Jameer
You're exactly
Gibbs.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
They
running
got
flea
cute.
flickers. You're running end arounds. They ran on a 3rd down and 4. They ran a handoff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, which I'm like, why are you giving your receiver the ball right now? When you just give it to David Montgomery, he'll get you that first down. It really felt like in the second half, especially,
They got too cute.
that Dan Campbell was coaching this game as if he was playing Madden on his PS5. He was just like, I'm going to fucking go for this shit. He's like, I'm going to go fucking 4th down. I don't give a fuck. He left 6 points on the board. And what did they lose by? 3. If he takes both those field goals, more than likely, they win the game. There's a good chance they win this game.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you can argue that they're doing what they did all year long, so why go away from that? But unfortunately, in a game like this, you can't fuck around on 4th down and go for it when you're in field goal range, chip shot range.
Leaving points off the board ends up being huge in games like this.
Rockin' New Era 84 writes, Lions look like they got complacent. I think they did because they started running the flea flickers and the end arounds and the weird shit when you knew what to do.
Almost
And
like he
you really
ran out
saw-
of plays to call.
Yeah, you saw the adjustments that the Niners made at halftime, and that is supreme coaching right there. What they did at halftime, the
you're right.
defense and the fucking offense came together, and it was just fucking mind blowing what happened today.
They were like, "Fuck these guys! What are we doing?"
It was a complete 180.
Hey,
with
check
the
this
Niners
out.
in the second half.
Check this out. In the second half, you start seeing shit like this, and this is what I'm talking about right here.
How
There
in
you
the
go, yeah.
world did that work? Juszczyk kept the toes in. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Juszczyk came up
Wow,
big in
what
this
a job.
game, and something you can allude to
By
from-
Purdy, but let's take a look real quick.
Right there.
Look at that. Look at that.
But this is where the talent and the skill that the Niners position players had. This is where it started to
This is
shine.
your fullback. This is your fullback who
This is your
easily
fucking
could be
fullback.
who could easily
Which,
be a starting tight end on.
Oh,
another
yeah,
team
for sure.
If he
Yeah,
wasn't a
but-
fullback,
Look at that pass that Purdy made. It wasn't like it wasn't contested. That was
Exactly.
a
He had guys in his
contested-
face.
he
They were
had guys
chasing after
everywhere.
him. Like,
dude,
He almost had his fucking head ripped off.
Brock Purdy made some plays and some throws today that you haven't really seen him make
Yeah.
consistently in a game. It seems to be in spurts, but this one he had guys in his grill. He was getting blasted
And he ran
head
the
on,
ball.
and he was still completing passes accurately. Guys were still making plays, catching the ball.
He made some.
Daniel, it's
clutch-
what you said. This was a
run.
full team effort, and it was going to take
Yeah.
every single ounce of everybody on this team, coaches. I mean, you name it, staff, everything.
I'll tell you what.
The Niners as a franchise laid it all on the line tonight.
Yeah, mind-blowing.
when we came back out of halftime, I'm looking at my phone and Daniel responds in our group chat with a text saying, we need to score. What is it? You're like, we need to make this. You were like, basically, we need to score 21 points, and we need to completely shut out the Lions in the second half.
We need
they
to shut
basically
out.
did that. They basically did that.
basically
I was
did
like,
that.
no fucking way. Are they actually going to do this?
That's what's so mind blowing about how this game just completely, like you said, 180'd. The Lions had us on the ropes for the entire first half.
Oh, it was
you can
a
argue
full
even
standing
leaking into
8-count.
the second half.
Oh yeah.
When we don't
full
score that
standing
7 on that
8-count.
first.
I mean,
I'm good.
we were mounted,
just like dazed
and the ref
confused,
was
son,
ready to fucking
bloodied, eyes
call it right
swollen
there.
shut, everything. And we
Yeah.
kept, we
I
kept throwing
almost
haymakers.
tapped. I almost double tapped.
We kept
I almost
throwing
double tapped.
haymakers.
I was already one leg out of the fucking ring.
I'm sure
Rockin'
you
New
were.
Era
I'm sure
84
you're right.
writes. Rockin' New Era 84 writes. But you felt the momentum swing when the Niners tied the game, and then you felt the Lions get tight.
Exactly.
The pressure of the game completely got to the Lions,
And
they started dropping passes. They had 2 first downs that they literally dropped. And that was all due to the fact that there was mounting pressure on them. The crowd was going absolutely apeshit.
Yes.
These guys had never been in those, like that guy Reynolds. He'd never been in this kind of situation. That he dropped an easy first down.
2.
Now, granted, he dropped 2 of them. And granted, he caught a touchdown in the fourth quarter, but that was a little easier because you're already down. You're a little bit looser. But they felt the heat.
Life or death.
They felt the heat coming.
Defense kind of
Dork
relaxed
Knight
on that drive,
23.
unfortunately.
Dork Knight writes, I'm glad to see the Wilkes and CMC dunk on David Tepper. Remember, he's a Carolina Panthers fan. Don't care about the Niners, but I still support former Panthers because his team is in shambles. David writes, but wait, I thought Purdy was a game manager. I thought he couldn't come back from double digits. Well, he proved them wrong.
What do you know? What do you fucking know?
I'll hit you with the 2 again. That's the second week in a row
we've seen
it happen.
Dude is legit.
And the stakes were higher. The
real deal.
competition was higher. Everything that this kid that we have asked, the Niners have asked as a franchise, for this kid to execute the way he did, to persevere, to not bat an eye, to sit there and be the leader this team needs.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
You cannot realistically at this point say that Purdy is not a legit quarterback. And shout out to Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Fuck you guys. I will say though, fucking Purdy is a legit quarterback. The dude made the throws. He made the rushes when he needed to. And that is something that we haven't really seen out of Purdy this year, is seeing him run the ball in situations where you need to have that first down and there's no one open to throw the ball to. And so he made the rushes. He made the runs. He took it upon himself.
Big time runs.
I mean, you could argue, the Ravens game, the Cleveland Browns game, when he maybe should have tucked it and ran instead of letting the ball fly. And I think he learned from those experiences.
Yeah.
It takes that type of mentality, that type of confidence to understand that.
Does.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what? I don't mind him going head first in this game because we needed the yardage.
If he's getting the extra yardage and if he can avoid the hit,
go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
But,
go for that shit.
Yes, I agree. Yes. Learn how to slide. Protect yourself. Make sure you're able to finish the game. And he did.
You saw Mahomes slide and getting crushed by the fucking Ravens in that game. You don't see that by Purdy in this one.
You don't. And he was so clutch in this game. He had those 3 really big runs. He had just he came through in the clutch as he was supposed to. Tall boy, Modelo tall boy.
Always.
He came through in the clutch, and that's really what mattered here. So let's look at the stats. Jared Goff was 25 of 41 for 273 yards, 1 touchdown, and 88.8 quarterback rating. Brock Purdy, 20 of 31 for 267 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick at an 89% quarterback rating. David Montgomery, 15 rushes for 93 yards. His longest was a 16-yard run. He was gashing the Niners for 6.2 yards a carry, and then they just kind of went away from the guy. They were like, let's just start doing flea flickers. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 rushes and 45 yards. But on top of that, Gibbs also had 3 catches for 11 yards. Look at this. Sam
Laporta was
Yeah,
big for them.
Laporta had a-
We didn't really have
catches.
we didn't really have an answer for them as Detroit pretty much at will was driving the ball down in the first half. Really couldn't guard him. I mean, yeah, we kept him out of the end zone, which I guess in the when you look at the entire game, which is what you want to do, but really didn't have an answer for him.
Well, and also too, once they got Goff off of his out of the pocket, he was not accurate whatsoever.
No,
but
it was not.
Amon-Ra
Yeah.
St. Brown had 7 catches for 87 yards. I want to say in the second half, he only had 1 or 2 catches, and that was it. So a lot of this came in the first half. And one thing I noticed in the second half was that I saw Charvarius Ward following him around the field. So they started to put Ward on him more often, and that took away that option. He should have from the beginning of the game. I don't know why the fuck they didn't, but they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But Sam Laporta was their main target, 9 catches for 97 yards. He was targeted 13 times. Deebo Samuel, 8 catches for 89 yards. He also had
Big.
also
Huge.
had 3
Huge
rushes
games and
for 7
everything
yards.
he did. Everything
He had a
did
big
was
second
pretty
half.
much- yeah,
He had a big second half.
He
pretty
was
much
literally
did on his
leading
own.
the team. Him and Brock were leading the Niners back
And
on that
McCaffrey.
from the
McCaffrey.
get-go. And
Oh,
McCaffrey
yeah,
too.
definitely
But
McCaffrey, yeah.
Debo was bringing that catch
His
he made
presence,
across the
his
middle.
presence, yes.
Yes, he was.
Exactly. What I was saying was that a lot of the passes that went Debo's way, he created for himself, and he willed himself to get a lot of those first downs. A lot of those were either behind the scrimmage, bubble screens, or toss it to the side. But he did a lot of that on his own. Credit to him.
McCaffrey had 4 catches. Ayuk had 3 catches with a big touchdown that we
had a couple
absolutely
big catches.
needed.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings had 1 catch. It was a massive catch.
Oh, dude, one-hander up in the air, stretched out.
He's the only guy.
Damn.
He's the only receiver on the team that could have made that catch because of his height and his length.
Yeah,
What
he's
a
underrated.
pair of
He
mitts
is,
that dude
he is an
has.
underrated third
What a
receiver
pair of
in
mitts.
this league.
But not only that, though.
Seventh rounder.
Not only that. Not only did he
Oh,
make
what
an
do you
amazing
know?
catch, but Brock Purdy extended the play, got out of the
As he did
pocket,
all night,
and then
as he
made
did
that
all
soft
night.
pass that he was able to catch. So again, that was made by Brock Purdy's ability to scramble out of the pocket and find someone down the field. So Brock Purdy was playing at a whole new level.
Yeah.
than we've
Brock
ever
Purdy
seen him
was
play.
playing like an MVP.
Absolutely.
One
He's
thing,
absolutely.
one thing, if you're for Brock Purdy, if you're against Brock Purdy, this is one thing you cannot deny. It's his unflappable calmness in the pocket in pressure situations and his football IQ. The guy knows what he has to do to make a play, and he understands the players around him in order to make those plays.
Yeah.
Again, Juwan Jennings, the biggest receiver on our squad, he put the ball with enough touch in an area where Juwan Jennings could go up at the tallest point and make that catch. It's something we've seen throughout the entire season, him making the right football decision time and time again.
Let's go to the podium right now where we got Brock Purdy, who was talking about an hour ago.
Love it. Excellent.
Let's go to that, and let me see. I'm gonna bring this
What
up.
does Brock have to say?
Yeah, it's like honestly, I think it's just a testament to God and where He's taken me in life. I've never been the biggest,
Hell yeah.
the strongest, or any of that. I feel like I've always sort of had to fight for what I get and work for what I get. But God's always given me an opportunity, whether that was in high school, college, and then obviously in the NFL. Getting drafted last, people, were lucky and all that kind of stuff, and then all you need is an opportunity, and when watching see what he does, I put my faith and trust in him, and he's got
Third
me
and
where I'm
Juwan.
at. So when I'm down 17 at half, honestly, I'm just like thinking, all right, God, you can take me here, and win or lose, I'm going to glorify you, and that's my peace, that's the joy, that's the steadfastness, that's where I get it from, and that's the honest truth. So I leaned into that, and sure enough, we were able to come back.
That's
Rock
awesome.
Rock New Era 84 writes, what
That's
sizes
awesome.
are the NFC Championship shirts to go over the players' pads? The 3XL? I don't know. It looks pretty big on him, though. It's like a nightgown.
Hey, we all know
Uh,
Mr. Purdy isn't the biggest statured quarterback in the league, but
No,
it
yeah.
suits him very well, and it looks
and-
very good on him. I'll give him
And
that.
I definitely agree with Rockin' New Era 84 by
Yeah,
saying Debo
absolutely. Yes.
definitely
yes.
brought us back to
Uh-huh.
life in the
Yes,
second
yes,
half.
yes.
He
Yes,
caught
he
that
did.
pass across the middle, and he was like, "Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go."
I'm pretty
Everybody
sure
was like,
he
"Yeah,
told
let's fucking go."
Shanahan, "Give me the ball. I'm going to set the
Yeah,
tone in the
and
second
that's
half."
what you saw in that second half to kick
Yeah.
off the second half was getting the ball into Debo's hands.
Everybody
Yeah.
fed off that energy.
out on the wings.
Yes, the offense.
And then boom, things started moving. And
yes.
like, dude, Shanahan, where was that in the first half, bro?
Yeah.
You know, and he got a little bit confused on his game plan, his scripted plays, what have you. But that second half was just orchestrated phenomenally by the coaching staff and by the players, of course. Players got to execute.
And then here's some more of that bitch ass C.J. Gardner Johnson being a little bitch.
Oh, come
Go-
on.
Now watch. This is the
Bing.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
right in the shoulder, right in the
Yeah.
shoulder, right in the shoulder.
Fucking
And he
asshole.
got-
player, bro.
And he
Dirty
got
ass
called for
player.
a penalty for that one too,
Yeah, he did, bitch ass motherfucker.
which was great. Well, fucking
That's
just
right.
a total bitch move.
You don't have that one where Christian McCaffrey just shit on him earlier on that, or that one of those first drives where he just
Oh, the stiff arm?
shit out of him.
The stiff arm?
Yeah, the stiff arm.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah.
mean this one right here? You mean this
That's
one right
my
here?
boy.
All
That's
right.
my boy.
there it is.
Get the fuck out of here, motherfucker!
This is C.J. Gardner Johnson.
He's like,
Gotten him back from injury the last couple weeks
He's
at the
like,
safety
I'm not on the
position.
Eagles
and
anymore.
If you don't
I
tackle
got you.
well in
got you.
space,
No, you
this
don't,
49er
motherfucker.
offense is a handful. And
in the
Dude,
second half,
McCaffrey ran that ball hard as fuck
McCaffrey,
in the
man.
game, bro. That guy was
telling
running
you.
hard.
Nicotine, you're right. Debo, McCaffrey, and Purdy set the tone in that second half offensively.
Oh,
Offensively, yeah.
And then
And
here's
I
some
think the
Debo
second half
Samuel.
we saw Bosa get the sacks too.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
No.
So-
the trench in the trenches, it flipped in that second half.
Here's Debo talking about.
some
Somebody asked
Debo.
him about
Give me some Debo.
C.J. Gardner Johnson. Here we go.
There was a lot of chatter between you and CJ Gardner Johnson the whole week, just seeing the personal foul early in the game. Just how does it feel just after
Hey
this?
man, you got to get me when I'm looking. That's the only way you're gonna get me.
It's
That's
true
it.
though. It's
It's
true.
true.
Whether
so
you're a
simple
Niner fan or
answer.
not,
I love it.
everybody knows the type of game Debo brings every week, and
Uh,
that's true. The only time you're literally going to
What are you wearing,
him,
Daniel?
Bosa, baby, Bosa.
The only time you're gonna knock him is when you're looking. So I agree with
And
that.
then what jersey are you wearing, Dre?
Oh, you know it. You know what's up.
More
Bosa.
Bosa brothers
Hey,
over
but
here.
Greenlaw's coming. Greenlaw's
coming. Greenlaw's
Dude,
coming.
That guy is
What can
fucking
you What can
legit.
you say about this guy? I mean, real quick, just on a separate note, Dre Greenlaw, makes a huge stop when we need it. Gets that stinger on the right shoulder.
Oh, I know.
Goes to the blue
Dude, he
tent,
was
runs back
limping.
out,
Oh.
and this is what the playoffs
Look
are all
at
about.
look at this bitch.
This guy.
It's 20
Look at
to
this
21 to 7.
fuck
He's
outta
saying
here.
Look at that
goodbye.
piece of shit.
Fuck outta here.
Goodbye.
Oh,
No,
look at him.
Karma's a bitch. We all know it.
It
Karma's
is.
a bitch.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I saw a tweet from my buddy Jose saying he was like, "Wave your hand if you choked."
Oh, there you go. And then he's got the video. That's there we go. There we go.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it was so dumb. This is another good one that I liked a lot. Let me share this one with you guys as well. This is how it started, which was, this right here, and then how it ended was,
I think about Kyle Shanahan
that
this
was
way.
awesome.
this week. I'm going back to it because I think it's so
Hey guys.
There we go. He's made for TV, that guy. What can you say about Mr. Kittle?
I know. It was great. It was great to see that.
Game-stealing kick recovery.
Yeah. And it was still a legal man downfield
legend.
regardless.
Oh,
Yeah,
on the
you're right.
onside kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
would've
close. It made it exciting, but even if they got that ball, they weren't going to get that ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
No, you're
Hell
right.
fucking
You're right.
But
You're
it was just that last piece of let's get through this part here now. Come on, onside kick. We just gave up a fucking
absolutely.
touchdown for no
You
reason.
knew they were going to scratch and claw to the last whistle.
And
That's,
yeah,
that's
they
the
did.
way-
Rockin' New Era
that's the way
84
that
writes.
that's the way that team is built. So.
Oh yeah, each half was basically two different games. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you saw the Lions crumbling under the pressure.
Yep.
And that a lot of that has to do with experience. I think if next
You're right.
year, if they're able to get back there again, I think those receivers catch those balls, but they were definitely feeling the pressure of the situation, of the moment, of the game, of the environment. It was too much.
Yeah.
David writes, "Did you see CJ waving by the fans?" I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we just played that.
Exactly.
That was fucking great.
Karma, bitch.
One thing I'll say about exactly what you just said, Nicotina. The Niners as a franchise have been in this position for the last 3 or 4 years. We've been in these situations before. The Lions are an up and coming team. They caught fire at the right time. They have a coach like Dan Campbell who's going to light a fire under everybody's ass. They had the momentum. They had the nation behind them. It seemed like they were a team of destiny. These lions.
Let me see the picture one time.
These lions. Oh yeah.
Let me see. What'd you say? Who? There he is.
But
fucking go for it on 4th down. Like, what are you doing?
In the end, I don't give a fuck. In the end, it's exactly what had happened. We saw this team be aggressive as can be throughout the season.
Winner.
The sound effects, dude. Money.
Oh my god.
But I'll finish real quick. The Niners have been in this position before. They're the veteran team. It showed when it mattered. The Lions are an up and coming young team. All credit to them making it this far. They're probably like you said, a season or two away from winning the big one. But this is the Niners' time. This is what we've been working for the last years. It's been in our grasp. At the very end, we've fallen short. This is the year it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm fully confident.
There it is. Oh.
Shout out to Isaiah Veloz in Los Angeles.
Oh, shout out to L-Word.
He's like, what happened? We're winning. Big old sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
And then
the station.
He's in the seats watching that as Brock Purdy's holding this.
I'll tell you what, though, man. I mean, a lot of props to the Lions. That was one of the best games I ever fucking seen. And I've seen a lot of football. I've seen a lifetime of football, and I'll tell you what, that was just incredible.
Slim, you're better than that.
Freaking game, man.
I
saw that.
I saw that picture. I saw that shit.
Fuck
him. It doesn't matter what the fuck he thinks.
Go home. Go home, B-Rabbit. Go home.
Yeah. So let's go to some more shit talking from Diamondor Lenore, fucking Demo, and here he is right here.
Yeah. He was doing all that talking about Debo. He was doing all that talking about Debo. Debo stiff on the shit out his ass. Had his ass eating shit. Like, I ain't never seen that.
Unscripted.
Oh man, I never seen that in my whole life.
He's like, oh shit, my phone's on.
All that talking, I'm the real deuce in this bitch.
Everybody up! I'm the real deuce.
Got the best coach in football right there. Best coach in football right there. Best coach in football right there. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Clowning, I love it.
They
all deserve it. They all deserve it.
They
showed up in the second half, man. Hats off to the defense.
Oh, absolutely. And this is another good one right here. And this leads me into my next topic. So I want to share this with you guys. Let me share that tab. There we go. This one right here. Lamar Jackson scores 7 points at home. Brock Purdy leads a 24-7 deficit comeback in 30 fucking minutes. So the question now
Lamar
is
Purdy all night, bro.
Lamar Purdy.
Hating.
Lamar
he
Purdy.
did it with his legs.
Almost
Come on,
ran for as many yards as
half.
Lamar did against
Did it with
Chiefs.
his legs. Got the job done with.
He
his
ran for
legs.
48 yards.
Dude.
So let me ask you guys, now that we've seen Brock Purdy in the NFC title game lead his team back in historic fashion, and we saw Lamar play at home against the Chiefs and look like a bitch and not do anything. His offense looked completely anemic. They had no rhythm. They did not look dynamic. He was not able to run the ball and really spread out that defense. It was unbelievable either what the Chiefs did to him or just how bad they played that game, because they did not take advantage of his abilities. And on top of that, it really felt like it was Lamar Jackson and a bunch of guys. Because outside of Lamar, where do you go with the ball? Who's your star receiver? Trey Flowers? It can't be Odell Beckham. That guy's fucking almost 50. So who is your playmakers? Who is your stars? Gus Edwards? Justice Hill? Nobody. And when the season was on the line, he had no star to turn to. He had no primary receiver. I'm going to fucking, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm going to Debo. I'm going to fucking Travis Kelce. He had nobody.
Yeah.
And so then you had him throwing a pass into triple coverage for a pick.
Yeah.
In the red zone. Yeah.
In the red zone to Isaiah Likely. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No. And this is what frustrates me about the league is now all you're going to hear in the offseason about, Lamar needs playmakers on the outside. Lamar can't get it done because he doesn't have help.
They'll say, you
can make the argument. Yeah, that he probably doesn't
had
have
Nelson
that true number one
Aguilar
receiver, but if you're going to crown the guy, and then you're just going to sit there and make excuses for him when he doesn't get the job done, I mean, that's what I don't understand. You're gonna discredit Purdy because he has all these weapons around. And then you're gonna sit there and make excuses for Lamar because he doesn't have any weapons, yet he's the most lethal quarterback in the entire league with his legs and with his arm.
Right.
I'm over it. It's ridiculous. It's what have you done for me lately? And Lamar Jackson has not got it done lately.
Yeah, and I think this weekend kind of sealed the tomb on that one, in my opinion. I thought you saw Lamar had the opportunity to really say, I am the MVP. Okay.
So did Josh Allen.
Yeah,
what did he do?
Yep. He fucking
choked.
He
was great in the first 3 quarters and then couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter. They had the Chiefs on the ropes.
Yep. And then Brock Purdy is the guy that has been the most consistent in the postseason. He did it against the Packers in the second half, and now he's done it against
fourth quarter
the fucking
comebacks.
Lions.
2 fourth quarter comebacks.
I mean, come on, dude.
The most. When all the money's on the line.
He is writing history. He is writing history right now. We are all living through an incredible run that this Niner franchise is going to be on with Brock Purdy at the helm, on offense. This is legit time right now. Enjoy what you're seeing because we're going to continue to see this.
It's just a shame the whole world just wants to discredit him when he's on this type of run. It's really
well. They just don't understand. They do it more out of just spite for the Niners versus
because they didn't see coming because they're not the ones that had Mr. Brock Purdy on.
They're just fucking
high on their draft.
Dumb. They're just dumb people that don't understand that this is real life shit, and guys like this don't come around very often.
That's a beautiful.
We got one.
That's a great site.
I love that,
and that's in the Mission District in San Francisco. But no,
excellent.
It comes back to
I know the City Hall up.
The whole thing about the hate on Brock Purdy, right? When you look at which quarterbacks were left, you can't hate on Mahomes because he's the former champion, former Super Bowl champion. He's won 2 of them. He's the gold standard.
Gold standard. Yep.
Yeah.
You can't hate on Lamar because, he's probably going to be the MVP. So, I mean, you can't really hate on him right now.
I don't think he should be.
Well, I'm saying going into these games, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't hate on Jared Goff. Well, that's already been done. Everyone's hated on Jared Goff back when he was with the fucking Rams. Let alone now he's on the Lions, and the Lions are America's darlings. So I don't really want to hate on Goff because nobody gives a shit about Goff.
Mm-hmm. It's about
so. What do we do? We hate on Brock Purdy because he had a bad game.
Because he shouldn't be there.
Because he shouldn't be there. And he's
an
an easier fucking target because he's on a great team.
Mm-hmm.
And look what he's done. Yeah, the first half fucking sucked. Second half, he dominated that game.
Magic.
And I don't know what was said at that halftime, in that locker room. I'm sure there was a lot of soul searching, a lot of players coming out and voicing their displeasure and maybe just throwing all the chips on the table. As I said before, just, okay, what do we got to lose? I don't want to go out like this. I think it was quoted by Debo, somebody who was in the locker room saying, I'm not going to go out like this. This is not how we're going out. And we're going to scratch and claw. We're going to take it to him. and we're flipping the script this second half, and it's going to be Niner football for 30 minutes, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The tipped or the missed interception and led to a catch by Brandon Ayuk, that was the game changer. When that happened, when he went deep, I was like, oh, please God, catch this ball. When he ended up catching that ball, that changed the entire complexity of the game, because that's coming off the heels of Dan Campbell going for it on fourth down when he was in field goal position, in field goal range.
To go up 27-10 at that point, correct?
He fucking went for it when he didn't have to, left points on the board,
and now it's
we get all the way down there, and then we score a touchdown.
24-17 after that. You're exactly right.
Yep. And I think you heard Greg Olson say, yeah, that's the right call. That's the right call.
Oh, you know, both announcers were loving what was going on. They had
absolutely.
They had all this material to go off of. They were just
but think about it though.
Announcer,
he said it's the right call if they would have ran the ball, which they probably should have. Instead, what did they do? They threw the ball, and it was a fucking turnover on downs because fucking Dan Campbell didn't want to kick the field goal. Winner. Fucking idiot, dude.
Give Kyle
Did you make those noises yourself?
And Kyle Shanahan credit for
maybe.
taking advantage of those missed opportunities by Dan Campbell. I mean,
you know what?
I mean, Shanahan.
Well, definitely, yes.
Like I said, it's what he had talked about.
On that stupid ass moves.
It gives the Niners an opportunity to take advantage of their over aggressiveness, and that's exactly what happened in the second half.
And I think that the Lions ownership was probably asking these questions during the game. Right?
Ask the child if he or she is choking.
Are you choking? Are you choking?
You're a fucking idiot.
God, what the fuck?
Are you choking? Dan, are you choking? He said, I don't know what I'm doing. He showed me one thing. And Dan Campbell showed me that when his offensive coordinator leaves, which he's going to probably to get a job somewhere else, he's fucked. Because he's a coach. He's like a Mike Singletary. He relies heavily on his coordinators while he goes, oh, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
But when him making that call twice to go for it on fourth down and to leave points on the board, he left 6 points on the board, which cost them that game.
It's his undoing. It's
his own doing.
And I think in the back of everyone's mind that if there was an opportunity and it ended up showing in this game that if that scenario came to fruition, it had a chance of biting him in the ass, and that's exactly what happened.
Let's do it one more time. This is the Lions ownership trying to get a hold of Dan Campbell as they were blowing their lead in the second half.
Ask the child if he or she is choking.
Are you choking? Are you choking?
You're a fucking idiot.
It's like, what are you doing? And it's funny because even the fourth down where they scored the touchdown, I'm telling Mike, my father-in-law, I was like, what is he doing right now? What is he doing? He's like, what the fuck do you care? And I'm like, I mean, I don't, but I mean, like, this is crazy. The man's ego completely got in the way of his play calling, and he caused this to happen.
There we go. There it is.
And because of that, on to Vegas.
Let's go, Vegas.
On to fucking Vegas, man.
Road trip.
Let's
yeah,
go.
Right. Let's go.
Not ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Dre's buying.
I'm buying.
And then
I'm driving.
You got the other game that was played today. We talked about it earlier. Lamar shit the bed. The whole Ravens offense took a shit.
Look, they
in
only
this
scored
game.
10 points. 10 points.
I think they were writing checks at the beginning of the game that they couldn't cash, obviously, during the game. I don't know if you guys saw a lot of that early footage, but it was actually pretty tense, pretty chippy from the get-go, which obviously is higher under the Chiefs.
Look at Patrick Mahomes.
They were arguing.
Mahomes went 30 of 39 for 241 a touchdown. He had a 100.5 quarterback rating.
That's got to be one of his most efficient games this year.
Lamar, 20 of 37 for 272, a touchdown, a pick. He ran for 54 yards. He should have ran for more. Gus Edwards, 20 yards. Zay Flowers, 4.
I don't
Justice
think,
Hill,
yeah.
3. On 3 attempts.
I don't think Steve Spagnuolo has gotten enough credit for his job with the Chiefs defense this year, and they've obviously gotten better as the season's gone on and leading up into these playoffs. They've already silenced the likes of Josh Allen. I mean, who was playing at a MVP level towards the end of the season.
But you know what? They were banged up, and they were lucky to even be there. They would have had to have won.
They're on their play. Yeah, no,
straight-
you're right. They were on their
8
playoff
straight
drives from the
games
middle
to
of the,
get-
from the middle of the season.
Yeah.
They would have had to have won 8 straight games to get to the Super Bowl.
Well, so were the
It's just
Packers
like-
too. So were the Packers too. The Packers were pretty
Yeah,
much
but the
playing for
Packers were
playoff lives.
younger. They were healthier. You didn't have key injuries on defense. They were ready to rock. In fact, I think this game against, if it was Packers Lions, it would have been a very close game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No,
Um,
you're right. No, you're right. I think they were. It was almost. I don't want to say it was a similar game, but I mean, with everything that was happening, it definitely felt similar. You could definitely see the similarities from both games back to back weeks.
That's
Mark
funny.
Davis is like, fuck!
Yeah. I fucking hate the Niners.
The Niners
hate
playing
them
in my
all.
house.
I know,
Fuck-
and the
fuck
Chiefs
the
that are in their
Niners.
own division. Last year was such a great story. Last pick in the draft and took them to the NFC Championship. Next season, he is an overrated game manager and can't win from behind. Well, he fucking proved them wrong
Yeah, he did.
completely. He also writes, who called it? I told you the Chiefs would win this game.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
right,
the Ravens had
that's
a
right,
chance to
that's
win this
right.
game, but
He did.
they fucking didn't.
He did.
When you look at the rushing attempts, I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, 24 rushes for 68 yards. His longest was 12. He only averaged 2.8 yards. And this is something the Niners need to keep in check. They need to keep this going, this trend of them rushing at 24 times for only 68 yards, averaging 2.8. That's perfect. This is where the Ravens went wrong. 11 catches for 116 yards.
Travis
He
Kelce, it's in the
shredded
left, 8 in
the
left.
Ravens. And now I'm worried because, I mean, if Laporta shredded the Niners at the tight end position, what's Kelce going to do? He's probably going to have a game just like this.
And I'll tell you what, Mahomes was throwing some dimes.
Dimes.
To Kelce. That touchdown pass he caught was a fucking gem.
Oh, that was so good.
No one was going to catch that unless it was Kelce. That D-back or that linebacker had no chance.
That D-bag.
Let's compare then. I mean, when you look at both of these run games, who scares you more? Who scares you more? Detroit had the two-headed monster.
They had 2,000-yard rushers.
Yeah,
you have
exactly,
Isaiah Pacheco, who
this run game will not. It doesn't really strike fear in you from.
He ran
just
for
from the
935
from a number
yards for the
standpoint.
year.
From a number standpoint, and just the type of runner he is, he's not gonna beat you with speed. He's gonna beat you with power.
Let's see what he did.
And strength.
Okay, he rushed for 130, then he rushed for 26. He rushed for 110. Is that rushing? Yeah. And then it was 55, 89, 66.
Who else do they have? Who else do they have besides?
They don't
Pacheco?
have another running back.
They don't. Yeah.
So this allows the Niners in this next game for the Super Bowl to focus on the pass game, focus on bracketing Travis Kelce. I'm not saying ignore the run game. I'm saying it doesn't cause so much concern where you're having to literally sell your soul to stop the run and forget everything else because that's how they were able to march.
The other thing too was that you had Mahomes with 6 rushes for 15 yards.
We always got to worry about Mahomes,
right? But at the same time, he shredded them through the air. But they only scored 17 points.
Yes,
it wasn't like this game was a fucking blowout.
Again, it's a fast start. And I don't know if again, maybe the Ravens made adjustments in the second half in order to stifle the Kansas City attack. But yes, they don't put up points like they used to. Has KC scored more than 35 points in the last 5-6 weeks? Have they even scored?
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
Haven't.
And I think with Isaiah Pacheco, he's really explosive at the beginning of the games. In that first half, he's running the ball hard. He's getting yards.
And I think and the way his style of running, I think he almost wears himself out. towards the end of the game.
He goes hard.
And they don't have that change of pace running back or that second guy.
They have
take on
nothing
that load
back there. They have that dude.
So
they drafted like 4 years ago. I don't even know why he's on the damn team
I understand
anymore.
the Chiefs are playing at a very high level.
Crying Jordan, let's go. I love it.
All night. I could watch that all night.
Okay, keep going. We have a game breaking news. Let's go to the podium. We have Dan Campbell at the podium. Let's go.
Juicy.
Dan Campbell at the podium. Let's listen in.
Give those guys, a lot of credit. We knew they wouldn't go away, and they made the plays today. Coach Shanahan's a hell of a coach. That's a team that they've done it, they lived it, and they made the plays. So credit to them. I'm really proud of all these guys. I am.
He's gonna fucking cry hard.
It's hard when you lose that way. It's hard.
It's going to be a long plane ride home.
You feel like you get your heart ripped out. So, but I'm proud of that group, and I'll go anywhere with that group. And you wish you could keep it all together, but that's not the reality.
So, we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings next.
We did some really good things, but today
Applebee's, motherfucker.
Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse.
And it's tough. It's questions.
Right here. This is the question.
You had 2 fourth down decisions that were critical in the second half.
That were what?
2 fourth down decisions that were critical in the second half.
Yeah.
That were what? You fucking heard what he said.
Mm-hmm. What's the answer? Let's go.
Particularly the second one. Why not take that field goal there? Maybe stem the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, I just felt really good about us converting and getting our momentum and not letting them play long ball.
Look at down here.
They were bleeding the clock out. That's what they do. And I wanted
That's
to get
what
that
they
upper
do.
hand back. And it's easy hindsight, and I get it. I get that, but I don't regret those decisions.
Sometimes the will.
Hey, you probably should, dude. You probably should.
You probably should.
You probably should. Okay, Dan Campbell, that's enough from you.
I mean, I'll take it from. I'll give you the viewpoint from the other side. If anything, Mr. Campbell stuck to his guns. He'd been doing it all season. I'm sure he knew the results that could end up costing him, and it did. But for everybody that's gonna bash him, and he's the head coach, he's gonna get all the criticism, he's gonna get the blame. But he did what everybody thought he would, and it unfortunately this time around it just didn't work out for him. So
winner.
Not so much this time around, but
he shit the bed, man.
He did. But like I said, we were expecting it. He'd been doing it all season, so he did Dan Campbell things.
Let's go to some more footage from the game. This was the Lions defense attempting to take down Deebo Samuel. Here we go.
Oh shit.
They're like, oh, fuck this. He's too fast, too big.
We hate water. We're still cats at heart. We hate water. Love it.
Uh,
Oh, my God, dude. It just keeps on going, dude. It just keeps on going.
It was just such an incredible game. Incredible game, bro. I still can't stop thinking about the game of what we witnessed.
Yeah.
We witnessed history right there. I don't know where it is in the record books if you're up by fucking 20, was it 17 at halftime?
17 at halftime
and still lose. Like how many of that is there? What is that, D'Amico?
It says 49ers making a change in the second half. San Francisco is handing over defensive play calling duties to D'Amico Bryant. Steve Wilkes,
hey, it worked.
Get him in here. Get him in here. Get him in the booth. Get him in the booth.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Love
that mustache.
D'Amico Bryant's.
D'Amico Bryant's. And then to top things off, let's get a reaction from one of the Niner greats of all time, Mr. Frank Gore.
Frank, what did you see from this team on the field today?
It showed toughness. It showed everything, man. They were down 24-7. It didn't crumble, man. They just kept fighting, and they got the win. And that's It lets you know, like, championship teams don't fold. Things weren't going right. All sides of the ball, offense, defense, but they kept fighting and got the win.
I mean, how huge were those fourth down stops in the second half?
It was great, man. And, I don't know what Kyle told them in the second, going to the halftime, but it was a totally different team. And I'm so happy, man, because this team very talented and, they deserve to be where they at. And especially how the game went, it lets you know we got one more and they'll be champions.
Frank, what did you see from this?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, no. For a real one right there.
Legend right
Hall of
there.
Famer through and through. Never won the big game, and it's a damn shame the Niners weren't able to get him a Super Bowl. But one of the greatest to ever do it. I think third all time in rushing.
It's all about
Frank the Tank Gore.
Oh, this is a good one here. Let me share this.
I love Frank Gore, man. That guy is such a
Oh,
stud.
he's a fucking
Beast.
He's a
Beast.
Did you see him in that
49er
celebrity
legend.
boxing match?
Oh man!
He did-
Oh, that's
he
right.
did-
That's right.
He did a
That's right.
celebrity boxing match.
I forgot.
Did
I
he
forgot.
lose?
Yeah,
I
hell
think
yeah,
got
he
fucked
lost.
up.
Yeah.
Who are you going against?
He lost.
Fucking-
He lost.
I don't even know who I forgot who he
Chris
fucking
Paul,
lost
or
his
not Chris
stamina.
Paul, but what's his name?
It was
One of the Pauls?
Derek Williams. Darren Williams. Darren Williams from
That's so
the
fucking weird.
Oh yeah, from the point guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Just
piece
a
of shit.
super-
It's a hella
super weird
random matchup.
Yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
So here's a tweet from a shitty Lions fan or just a 49er hater. So it says here, I can't wait to see Debo like this on Sunday. Right?
Oh.
Wait, what does he mean?
Update.
Talking like Sunday.
Happy as fuck.
I was like, "Where's this
Update,
going?"
he's looking
Where's this
pretty
going?
good. He's
Where's
looking
this
pretty
going?
good. He's looking pretty good.
That's so good.
This was just a monumental comeback. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that Brock Purdy was able to orchestrate this big of a comeback.
Well,
and
instrumental, yeah, exactly.
there's so many quarterbacks that would have folded in the situation, that would have thrown an interception, fumbled the ball, anything. But what did he learn from the previous game? And what did he learn from this game as well? Especially when he played against the Ravens, right? He learned, okay, look, if I don't see it and I have a lane because they had everyone covering, I'm going to fucking run. And he uses legs to extend multiple plays to lead this team to victory. He's putting the team on his fucking shoulders at the age of 24. That's
hasn't
fucking
even, and
crazy.
hasn't even played 2 full seasons yet.
He
Everybody
hasn't even
forgets
peaked.
that.
He hasn't peaked. He has not
Thank you.
gotten to
That's
the
a great
top of the
point.
mountain of his skill set. He is only going to get better.
Yes, it's these types of games and these types of moments that's gonna define his career, moving forward as well too. Knowing how to get the job done when all the chips are down on the table and everything's happening gets you. I've seen like 4 different versions of that.
Oh
It's
yeah, there's
amazing.
so many. There's
It's
one where
awesome.
McCaffrey's
It's awesome.
the monkey.
Oh yeah, and then there's
he's
actually like a live version, and it looks like it's from the movie, and you see him
Yeah.
grab somebody and just toss him off, and everybody starts cheering. It's fucking hilarious. But no, I mean, it's a career-defining game. It's a career-defining season. Already the top QB in 49ers history as far as yards accumulated in a season. Passing downs, interception, touchdown to interception ratio. The guy's a freaking winner through and through. What else can you say about the kid? Give him his props.
Please.
Absolutely.
And Purdy, baby.
Please.
All right.
Purdy.
Here's this too right here.
Purdy's got 4 runs and 4 first downs right now, including this one right here.
Oh,
Baldy already breaking it down.
He's already breaking it down.
Oh,
Keep
what
his
a
eyes up
G.
down the field.
He's
Protect the
great.
ball. Put the ball in his left hand right here. Purdy's got 4 runs.
And not to mention, this was a spy. They started playing a spy on
That was
Purdy.
a huge run. That was a huge.
I was
run right
huge.
there. Yeah, that.
But
was
this
a
is the
huge
spy
run.
right here. This is him. And then
And
watch what
Delon-
happens.
4 first downs
yeah.
right now, including
And
this
he out-
one right
and he
here.
outran
Oh!
him. He outran him.
His ability to pull the ball down, run right through Hutch.
Then watch him switch
Keep his
hands.
eyes up down the field. Protect the ball. Put the ball in his left hand right here.
Oh yeah, yep.
What did I say about football IQ? What did I say?
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got it. He
has
it.
Yeah.
He has it.
And we talked about him running the ball in the situations where he needed to, right? And he saw the opening, and that's where you have quarterbacks that don't have that vision. Like, oh, I can scramble and I can get a first down plus some, right? You see Mahomes do it all the fucking time. Josh Allen does it all the time. Lamar Jackson's a fucking wizard at it. And now you're seeing Brock Purdy doing it on the biggest stage.
Yeah,
And
I mean, no, you're
I'm just
exactly.
saying. I'm just saying.
Take what the defense gives you.
Yeah.
And make a play. I think he learned a lot, like I said, from that Cleveland and Ravens game, and we know he likes to attack downfield constantly. This time he adjusted the way he needed to, and he decided to use his legs to gash the defense in very crucial and very crucial moments of the game.
This is Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow-esque.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
move right here.
Yeah, that is it. That is Patrick Mahomes right there.
Oh wait, no, it's because he didn't no look or sidearm it. Sorry. He's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he didn't jump toss.
Fuck out of here.
It's I mean,
and you know what? The fucking ref missed a fucking a penalty, roughing the passer when that dude fucking ran over Purdy's face.
I mean the announcers called it. The head official that's usually watching the game to comment on officiating made the call, said that it was missed, a blatant call.
Yep.
Just something else that Purdy just doesn't get respect around the league. It shows with the officiating. It shows with even the broadcast at times. It's just it's mind blowing. I don't know how else. I don't know how else to deal with it.
It draws me back to one of our last shows where I talked about keeping the refs honest and showing us their fuck ups. Like how many missed calls? That's a missed fucking call.
Oh, it got called out by the head official.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
And we were that, I think what
you can get someone fucking fucked up.
That ended up resulting in a field goal rather than extending the drive and us ultimately probably putting it in the way we were moving the ball in the second half.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then we wanted to see how things were going over at Allegiant Stadium, where I think it's called that. I'm not sure what the fuck it's called. In Detroit, where they're having the watch party. Remember how
it's not the Silverdome, bro? It's not the Silverdome anymore.
I think it's Ford Field or some shit.
It's Ford Field.
Ford Field. That's what it is.
But we were talking about earlier before the show. We were like, hey, they weren't showing that watch party later in the game because I guess there wasn't much action going on. But guess what? We actually had somebody who was there and taped it. So let's take a look at this.
Bring it on.
Oh, okay. Touchdown. Look at this.
Oh, they're walking out.
Oh, my goodness.
They're leaving.
Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events.
Time to go. Oh, he's all pissed off.
He's talking shit. He's like, you guys are leaving instead of waiting. We've been waiting for the last 10 years. Here, listen to this guy. Listen to him. Watch.
You guys are the same fans that have been leaving for the last 10 years.
Oh, calling him out. Oh, they're turning on each other. They're turning on each other.
Dude, put the brown bag on.
It was all kumbaya in the first half. Now
everyone was cheering. But boy, that first half was fucking mind blowing what the Lions were able to do against the Niners.
Oh, I know. It was like fucking A. Okay, so let's round things out with a look ahead at the Niners and Kansas City round 2. Okay, so we saw them both play today. This is going to be a really big game. How are you guys feeling about this matchup? Dre, let's start with you.
Well, you already heard me kind of mention the game plan, talking about what the potential game plan, scheming for Travis Kelce. You got to take Travis Kelce away and make somebody else beat you. The running game, in my opinion, I think we saw the best remaining run game in the league. And yeah, I'm even going to put them over the Ravens game, who are obviously ranked 1 going into the postseason. But we saw what they did. They have a very powerful two-headed monster. The Chiefs are going to try to grind us. They're going to try to own time of possession. Mahomes is going to make plays. We all know that. This game is going to come down to the defense being able to make the Chiefs one-dimensional, taking away Travis Kelce. And the offense, I believe, will be able to score some points.
Well, the Chiefs have a really good defense.
They do. They've gotten a lot better as the postseason has gone on. We've been waiting to see this Chiefs team all season, We're finally starting to see their full potential, even though they don't have the offensive playmakers they once had. They're going to be a force. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with. They always are. They're the reigning Super Bowl champions. This is the opportunity where we actually have a competent and a great quarterback to lead us. I think it's going to be a great game. I think we have to own time of possession. We have to keep the offense off the field. We got to have Christian McCaffrey pound the rock. We got to utilize Elijah Mitchell, and we got to capitalize on every possession.
Absolutely. Daniel.
What?
What's your take on Chiefs versus Niners? David's saying 27-23 Niners.
You know what? I think my last two predictions on final scores haven't quite worked out the way I envisioned. However, I did say that the Niners were going to score 35. They scored 34 points. So,
boy, you got that.
I said the Lions would score 21. They scored 31.
Purdy, baby.
That's it. Okay.
At least 30.
I am going to predict that this is going to be a very close, really even matchup.
Lower score.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a shit ton of points.
Premium.
Yeah, and I think the Niners need to continue to do what they're doing. I don't want to see what we saw in this game, which was a game with two halves.
Again,
I want to see a complete game. I think all Niner fans do.
He wrote the chefs.
Imagine what the Niners did in the second half if they're able to do that in the first half and the second half. This game would have been a complete fucking blowout, right? So if we see a full game of what the Niners are going to do, of what they did against the Lions and what they're able to do against the Packers, the Niners should be able to beat this team. However, like Dre called out, you got to be able to affect Travis Kelce because that guy can still catch balls.
He's a playmaker.
You know, and you saw what happened when we put pressure on Jared Goff. He made some bounce passes. He couldn't convert on fourth down. He got sacked twice in the second half. And I don't want to compare Goff to Mahomes because Mahomes can actually scramble and run like a motherfucker. But I think
that definitely.
You got to respect that. But I think they got to put pressure. I've always said this: put pressure on the quarterback. Pressure on the quarterback, and that doing that, good things will happen, right?
Yeah.
So
to be honest,
as long as we do those things, it's going to really help the Niners achieve their goal of winning a Super Bowl.
I think we match up well against them. I think we can put body to body on them. I think our defense can disrupt Mahomes. Again, we're looking for the results. We're looking for sacks. I think if we're just able to throw him off his timing, disrupt him a little bit, we can maybe force him into some ill-advised turnovers. And I think we got a lot of momentum now. We've learned a lot in these last two games. The Niners have learned a lot about themselves that although they were dominant through the season, we've been behind two games back-to-back in two different fashions, and we've been able to find a way to scratch and claw and come out with a victory. I think this bodes well for their confidence against the Chiefs. Obviously, we had that lead a couple years back. We had a 10-point lead going into the fourth. I don't see Kyle Shanahan making those same mistakes. We have a better quarterback in place to make that play that we needed ultimately. And I think it's going to be a different story this time around.
And I think you have Niner coaches that are more fucking hungry than ever.
Yeah.
To win a
the
Super
whole
Bowl.
franchise. You
know, I mean, fucking Chiefs have won the shit. They're just like whatever. I mean, I think there's a different mindset. I think there's a different mindset.
It's our time. It's our time.
It's a different mindset. And we got Javarius Ward. Wasn't he a Chief?
Yeah, he was a Chief then.
That's gonna be,
Come on, give us
no. When we lost, he got his Super Bowl ring against us. That was the last time he got a ring. So
they were targeting.
We got a lot of
ex-Chiefs. Yeah. So they were targeting Ambry Thomas. The Lions were. And so the question does need to be asked: do you start Logan Ryan over Ambry Thomas and go with a veteran, or you just stick with Ambry Thomas and hope for the best? Because I know Logan Ryan came into the game when Ambry Thomas left. I don't remember if Ambry came back into the game or not.
He did.
But that might be an option. Is that you put Logan Ryan in as the corner because that's what he used to play, and that at least gives you an more experienced cornerback who's won Super Bowls in the past.
You're right.
Who might not get flustered in the moment. So I think that's something that they're going to have to evaluate. When I look at this, when I look at the two teams, I think this game is going to be extremely close. I'm thinking it's going to be Niners 24-21. And it's going to be a very, very close game because you can never count out Patrick Mahomes because he makes things happen.
Yeah.
But I think that Brock is at a point now where he knows how to make things happen. He knows how to scramble. He knows how to, use his feet to get a first down, scramble out of the pocket to find an open receiver. He's doing all those things that, quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have better talent. When you look at the receiving core, we have Debo, Brandon Ayuk. They have Valdez Scanling and what's his name? Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Not Jerry, but
Tony didn't even suit up today. They kept him out of the game.
Who?
Kadarius Toney didn't even suit up today.
Yeah, didn't even suit up. Their biggest threat is going to be Travis Kelce. He always is.
And kind of going back to what you said about Ambry, I know he's struggled these last 2 games and he's been picked on. He's been kind of the weak link in the secondary. But in all honesty, this Chief receiving core doesn't really strike fear in you. I think this is an opportunity for Ambry to maybe have a third opportunity to bounce back after 2 subpar games, just because of the talent on the receiving core, it just not being what we're accustomed to seeing these past years. Prior to them, getting rid of Tyreek Hill and having a more stout offensive receiving core. That's where I think we still can match up really well with him.
I think it'd be interesting to find out what the stats are with Avery Thomas in this game versus what he did with the Packer game, where he was targeted and gave up plenty of catches and PIs. I didn't see any PIs. I didn't see any penalties like that today. I didn't see a whole lot of him. And I saw the passes that got through, they were contested. So I think he played better. And I think the whole secondary played much better in the second half.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They really
made plays for sure.
Made plays.
Absolutely. So score, Daniel, what was your prediction for the score?
All right, here we go.
Give it to us. What's going on?
We're gonna go. That mind of yours? We're gonna go Niners 28, Chiefs 24.
28-24.
I was actually pretty similar to that. I'm calling Niners 28, Chiefs 21 by 7.
28-21, and then I went with 24-21. Now, the question that Rock New Era 84 asks is, I don't talk about Moody. Are the Niners wearing their road whites for the Super Bowl? I thought they were wearing their home reds. Let me look that up because I actually
is that already decided at this point?
Well, yeah,
it should say alternate every year, right?
Well, because they alternate every year.
Gotcha.
Which team is the road team in these?
Because we last Super Bowl we played against the Chiefs. We were the road whites, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's change it up this year. It's different.
So we're in the Reds. It's the Chiefs versus the 49ers.
I'm already liking that. That.
I always like us in the red.
This year's going to be different.
Traditional colors.
I think we have the team. Really, what it comes down to is the defense needs to come through and not come through in the second half. Just come through in the whole game. Because
spread out these big plays throughout the entire game. Let's get something to happen in that damn first quarter.
That first touchdown that Jameson ran, that was like Ambry Thomas overran that.
Rough.
And that allowed him to run all the way through.
Bosa over pursued in the middle and got caught, over pursuing and being too aggressive. Not setting the edge again.
It says, I can't imagine Moody making field goals with the Super Bowl on the line. Yeah, I don't want to think about that. That's going to make me shit.
Well, if they're within 40 or 30 yards, I feel pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Let's negate all that and just put 7 on the board each time. So
just go 7. Let's keep it consistent with the regular season.
Let's go to George Kittle on. Oh shit. On the podium. What the fuck?
Hey, Kittle down the middle.
21-yard runs.
Sick.
What's your view of those? What kind of spark does that
do? It more. What are we doing? Just don't get hit. Like scramble, maybe tuck the ball a little bit faster, but like he scampers. I think that's the best way to describe it. He scampers. Like, you ever seen one of those little water dragons run across the water? Like, that's what I envision every time he's running with the football.
Is you talking about Brock?
I just thought of that too. That was not pre-planned. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Dude, look how big his fucking shoulders are.
Man. He's one of a kind.
Crap, he's a beast. Look at his shoulders.
One of a kind, bro. No, the guy's an abs. He's a pro wrestler,
Look
man.
Look at that.
He's a pro wrestler.
That's crazy.
Savage.
He's wearing shoulder pads.
Rock New 84 writes, all right, fellas, gonna hit the bed. Thanks for the content. Go Niners. Hey, thank you
Niners,
for tuning
baby.
in. Fuck yeah, go Niners. He says, peace out. David writes, boys, we're going to the Super Bowl. Let that shit sink in.
Hell
Dude.
yeah,
Say,
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Fuck
Can't
yeah.
wait.
And you know what? I would rather play the Chiefs because this is the team I want to beat. And not to mention, I want to see fucking Taylor Swift lose.
I want
in
to
the
see her
press box.
cry. Let's see her cry.
Purdy's gonna slay the dragon and slay Miss Swifty too. So
What's gonna happen if the Niners beat the Chiefs, and then in 2 years, Kelsey's like, I'm gonna retire now. She's like, oh yeah, I don't want to date you anymore. See ya. He's like, wait, no.
Oh man, what a game! I'm expecting an absolute thriller in Las Vegas. Hopefully we had a good game plan. Hopefully Shanahan's on these guys to make sure they get a good night's rest prior to the game. No shenanigans. It's do or die. It's party with the Lombardi. Let's bring it home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Pretty good there on the end of the game. Bumped his head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know. He landed on top of his head.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
Yeah.
he left the game.
No,
I was like,
you're
oh.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's get healthy. Let's
get
take the
healthy.
week. Let's enjoy
get
it tonight. It's back to work on Tuesday, getting ready for the Chiefs.
Yep, absolutely.
And we
Well,
get
guys,
and we get more shows, baby. That's what I love
more
about
shows.
the most.
We survive another week.
Let's go. Let's go. They did it for us too. Not only did they do it for the faithful, they did it for us too. So that's the way I'm taking it.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for the show. I want to thank both Daniel and Dre for coming out here like always, talking about Niners, talking about how the Niners came back from 17 down to fucking put their foot in the fucking Lions' mouths. Poor Dan Campbell.
Ticket to Las Vegas. Let's go. Let's go.
Dan Campbell fucking choked.
Bring it on.
He choked his team away. And once again, Dan Campbell, this one's for you.
Winner.
As he just shits the bed.
Oh, straight up. Stinky.
And then causing this. While he watches this. And we are on the way to Vegas.
Let's go, Vegas.
So, guys, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to both channels, this channel, Dre Area Sports, or my primary channel on the channel Nicotina. You can become a member on that channel or join us on Patreon to help support both channels. I do thank everyone who's a part of either the Patreon or the member over on Nicotina. Guys, thank you again. We'll see you guys probably later this week and definitely probably next weekend to do our summary of what we think is going to happen, the keys to beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I will be on later this week.
To it, baby. Let's go.
I'll be on later this week in the morning with my good friend Andrew Forder, who's a huge Niner fan, and we're going to be talking about the Chiefs as well. But you'll see the same panel again next Sunday as we break down the keys to beating the Kansas City Chiefs.
Stay tuned, faithful.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
My bad. When's the next show? Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Bang, bang.
Be there. Be there.
Let's
be
go.
there. All of you.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Peace.